Greetings, development community. Now we're going to look at a gravel garden in action in the backyard. This particular garden gets the morning sun. It's in the back of the house. There's another garden that gets the evening sun on the front of the house. So let's go see what we have. Right here we have wheatgrass. As you can see, very lush, very thick, very rich. Gravel and wheatgrass do very well together. Indoors, it will only last just a few weeks, but this outdoor monster version of this wheatgrass is about, 4 or 5 weeks old. Next to it, we have some mustard greens, doing okay, good leaf size, good color. Could be done a little better. One thing about gravel gardens, it's not perfect, but it can do a lot. This little string bean right here just started late in the season. Other plants that I planted here, seeds that I planted, actually were expired. Expired seeds don't do well in gravel. This lettuce is doing pretty well. Should have been harvested a little while ago, but I'm seeing how big it will get before it begins to die out on its own. As we can see, at the same time where we have good growth, we also have some decaying. The rain also this past weekend hurt it some and knocked it over. Now we see that it is coming back. Over here we have our tomatoes. All of these tomatoes came back from last year. With gravel, you seed once and the tomatoes return. In this case, some tomatoes fell both outside the garden and inside. Inside the garden, we have this trellis to help keep the tomatoes growing up in row. We're going to keep doing that. Last year, these tomatoes got 8 feet tall. So we'll keep adding more as they get bigger. Over here, we have our zinnias. The zinnia plant is also like the tomatoes, where you plant one time and they come back the following season. And right now, I did not plant zinnias this year, and these are their return counterparts from last year. Zinnia and tomatoes are some of the plants that come back year after year. Right here, growing up this trellis, almost 3 feet tall, are the string beans. Everything you see, like the string beans, the squash there, all planted at the same time as the wheatgrass and the mustard greens. The lettuce, the tomatoes, and the zinnias all came back from last year. Here we have also almost 2-3 feet tall pea shoot microgreens, one of the stronger of the superfood category of plants. And next to it, its neighbor, is the actual peas that will pod into full-grown peas in about another 3 weeks. But you can see what our trellis is like to keep it growing up and climbing. Our squash over here is doing okay. I think only 2 or 3 of these squash are going to make it and survive to the end and produce good squash. Squash is one of the plants that we have to look closer at and probably have some type of additives to it. Over here is a seed area that I don't know what I planted, but we do see it's coming up. So over time, it will reveal itself. And then back here, about 7 days ago, I saw an open space. So I planted these cucumbers. Did really well. They're doing good so far. And then those same cucumbers were planted here. Put up a little trellis because cucumbers can do really well in gravel, and I want them to go up, not out. All right, so this is your gravel garden as of May 30th, and we can see more of the one up front. Thank you. This is Richard Campbell of the book Riverstones Grow Plants, showing you an active gravel garden at the end of May.